It began as a quiet question in a lab and ended as a global earthquake that shook not only Volkswagen, but the entire auto industry. Drivers who bought clean diesel for fuel economy and lower emissions discovered, piece by piece, that something had been hiding inside their engines. Software that could tell when a car was undergoing official emissions testing and quietly change how the engine behaved to produce cleaner exhaust, only while the test ran. Outside the lab, on real roads, the same cars emitted dozens of times more nitrogen oxides than allowed. The revelation was not a single mistake. It read like a deliberate design choice, an invisible loophole coded into millions of cars. That discovery would explode into headlines in September 2015 and unfold into courtrooms, congressional hearings, criminal probes, multi-billion-dollar settlements, executive resignations, and a decades-long saga of technical fixes and reputational damage. But beyond the legal numbers and press conferences lies a deeper story about corporate culture, technical trade-offs, and how modern cars, half mechanical machine, half software platform, can conceal truths the customer never agreed to buy. In this piece, I'll walk you through the how, the why, the fallout, and the lessons Dieselgate left behind, step by step, with the kind of detail that shows why this scandal still matters. The discovery, from lab tests to a conspiracy of code. The scandal's first public tremor came when regulators noticed a troubling mismatch. Laboratory emissions tests showed compliant levels of nitrogen oxides, but real-world measurements were far worse. U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, EPA engineers, flagged Volkswagen after comparing on-road measurements to lab results and concluded that certain VW diesel engines employed software specifically engineered to detect standardized testing conditions and reduce emissions during those periods. That mechanism, labeled a defeat device under environmental law, was the smoking gun. It wasn't a sloppy calibration error. It was purposeful software behavior designed to pass tests while sacrificing emissions control in everyday driving. How the defeat device actually worked. At the heart of Dieselgate was the EA189 family of 2.0-liter TDI engines and their control software. Modern engine control units, ECUs, constantly monitor vehicle inputs, steering angle, vehicle speed, duration of engine operation, barometric pressure, and other variables. Engineers discovered that the VW software could recognize the signature of a regulatory test, steady speeds, fixed engine loads, and the absence of driver interventions, and then switch to a testing-friendly calibration that activated full NOx reduction systems. When those triggers were absent, the way real drivers accelerate, climb hills, or carry loads, the software returned the engine to a mode favoring lower fuel consumption and performance at the expense of higher NOx output. In short, two personalities in one ECU, one for the lab, one for the road. Scale and scope. Millions affected. Volkswagen's initial admission put the number at millions. Worldwide, about 11 million vehicles were later identified as fitted with software that could cheat emissions testing. In the United States alone, roughly 480,000 vehicles with the 2.0-liter diesel engine were implicated. The global scale transformed Dieselgate from a regulatory embarrassment to an existential corporate crisis. Recalls, buybacks, software fixes, and substantial legal liabilities followed. Why engineers and executives made dangerous trade-offs. To understand motives, you must see the technical and market pressures of the era. Diesel was pitched as a green alternative, better fuel economy than gasoline, and lower CO2 per mile, appealing to buyers focused on efficiency. Meeting strict NOx standards while preserving fuel economy and performance is costly in hardware. Larger SCR systems, additional sensors, AdBlue urea dosing infrastructure, and more conservative engine calibrations that reduce torque or efficiency. Software tricks were a tempting shortcut. Meet the test on paper without the hardware expense or performance penalty in the showroom. That shortcut became a moral and legal abyss when implemented at scale. The fallout: money, trials, and resignations. Once exposed, Dieselgate produced immediate and severe consequences. Volkswagen's CEO at the time, Martin Winterkorn, resigned amid furious public scrutiny and criminal probes. Regulators, primarily in the US and Germany, launched investigations. Lawmakers demanded answers. The US Department of Justice and EPA negotiated multi-billion-dollar settlements. One landmark 2016 agreement required Volkswagen to spend up to $14.7 billion to buy back, modify, and compensate owners, and to fund environmental mitigation and clean vehicle investments. Criminal charges were filed against some engineers and managers. Class action suits proliferated across continents. The financial pain spread to suppliers, dealers, and investors, and the company's brand image, long built on engineering integrity, took a generational hit.
Technical fixes and limitations. Volkswagen's response included software updates and hardware retrofits where feasible. Regulators in some jurisdictions accepted software fixes that retuned engines for compliance, while other cases required physical changes or buybacks when fixes could not reconcile emissions with performance expectations. Fixes often raised contentious issues. Some owners reported reduced fuel economy or altered driving feel after updates, and some governments disputed whether software recalibration alone could genuinely meet real-world emission targets. The patchwork of remedies underscored a fundamental truth. Software can conceal, but cannot magically alter the laws of chemistry and physics. If you want low NOx and high fuel economy, hardware and system design must deliver both. Legal and geopolitical ripple effects. Dieselgate's ripples have been structural. Regulators worldwide tightened testing protocols and moved toward real-world driving emissions, or RDE testing, and portable emissions measurement systems, or PEMS, to prevent lab-only compliance. The EU and other jurisdictions revised rules to make defeat devices and similar test gaming practices harder to hide. Automakers faced a new reality: transparency, independent testing, and stricter oversight. Dieselgate also accelerated the industry's pivot away from diesel, especially in passenger cars, and hastened investments in electrification as a reputational and regulatory hedge. Culture and accountability. Who knew what and when? One of the most unsettling angles in the scandal was the question of corporate culture and oversight. Internal inquiries, public reports, and investigative journalism painted a mixed picture. Engineers and managers who may have been aware of problematic calibrations, executives who may have prioritized market position, and organizational pressures that suppressed bad news. Some argued Dieselgate was a few rogue engineers doing. Others pointed to systemic incentives that rewarded results over transparency. The truth likely sits somewhere in between, an engineered technical workaround that metastasized under cultural and managerial failures. Aftershocks and later developments. The legal saga did not end in 2016. New settlements, national litigations, supplier fines, and ongoing regulatory actions kept Dieselgate alive for years, affecting compensation programs and leading to additional fines in Europe and beyond. Even as Volkswagen invested heavily in electric vehicles and branding itself for a cleaner future, court decisions and settlements continued to remind both the company and the public that the consequences of choices can persist for a decade or more. Recent cases and settlements into the 2020s and beyond, including compensation schemes in multiple countries, show the scandal's legal and financial tail remains active. Lessons learned. Engineering ethics in the software era. If there is an ethical lesson from Dieselgate, it is that modern vehicles are as much lines of code as they are pistons and pipes, and code can be written to obfuscate inconvenient truths. Responsible engineering requires not only clever technical skills, but also safeguards, independent verification, robust compliance programs, and whistleblower protections, and a corporate culture that rewards transparency over short-term market wins. Dieselgate forced regulators and manufacturers to reckon with how software governance, testing protocols, and corporate incentives must evolve together. For consumers, it was a reminder that marketing terms like clean diesel deserve technical scrutiny. and that trust is hard to rebuild once betrayed. Dieselgate was more than a headline. It was a modern parable about what happens when technical possibility meets misaligned incentives. A defeat device, small in code but massive in consequence, surfaced the uncomfortable truth that engineering shortcuts, once institutionalized, ripple far beyond balance sheets and product lines. Volkswagen paid billions in settlements, lost executives, and endured a brand wound that redirected its strategy toward electrification. Regulators tightened tests, the industry rethought diesel's role, and crucially, the episode forced a global conversation about how to govern increasingly software-defined machines. For the average driver, the scandal's legacy is twofold: a cautionary tale about trusting marketing without verification, and a hopeful push toward cleaner, transparently tested mobility. For engineers, regulators, and companies, Dieselgate remains a benchmark case, proof that technical ingenuity must be matched by ethical guardrails. If you found this breakdown helpful, subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden stories of the auto world, where technology, power, and human choices collide. Hit the bell so you don't miss the next episode.